What's going on, you guys? So a little bit earlier this morning, or at least I should say afternoon, there was a story brought up by Sports Illustrated. Again, we're not going to give too much information, but essentially it was brought up and discussed, especially with kind of the news that Ben Johnson could be the head coach for the Raiders. At least I'm hoping. I know there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Plus, they play this week against the Commanders, which I think is actually going to be a pretty good game. But overall, there's a lot going on right now, and obviously with the speculation comes a lot of fun. And one thing that came up from Hondo Carpenter at Sports Illustrated was the potential for the Raiders to trade for Hendon Hooker. Now, obviously the quarterback position is the most important position in the entire team or on the entire team, and there's going to be a lot of things that the Raiders try to do this offseason, including find their new head coach, a new GM, rebuild the roster, check off all the boxes, right? But Hendon Hooker would make some sense because he's a guy that might not be your franchise quarterback, but could you get some nice for him? Like, could you at least maybe get a fourth or fifth round pick and just go get a guy? Maybe. I don't know necessarily, but I do think that the Lions are very high on him. Obviously, was a stud up there at Tennessee, and kind of one of those things where he just got better with age, kind of like a fine wine, maybe a good Zinfandel or Cabernet Sauvignon. I used to work at a liquor store when I was younger, and they would always ask me for recommendations. I recommended I recommended tonic and Coke. Horrible. But anyway, don't ask me for any liquor recommendations. Anyway, so Hendon Hooker, back to the subject at hand here, was very respectable at Tennessee, had arm strength for days, and obviously injuries played a role in that and everything. But, as it stands right now for the Raiders, who are definitely going to be looking for answers at the quarterback position, like Aiden O'Connell's like, dude, we have been standing on the table here from the very beginning. But if Ben Johnson was hired as the head coach of the Raiders, would it make some sense to have a guy that's familiar with his scheme, that has been there for 2 years, and could at the very least be a good backup quarterback and provide some value and help for Aiden O'Connell? I think so. And I think that this particular scenario would definitely have to play out with the Raiders at least having to give up a fourth-round pick, because I do think that the Lions are pretty big on Hendon Hooker, especially because Jared Goff he's a good quarterback. We got roasted in the comments a little bit earlier, kind of talking about how we don't think he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I'm probably wrong in that. From what I've seen from him, he is a product of really good weapons in Detroit, and even with the Rams, it was like he was with another really good coach. And so I don't think that he's a guy you can win a Super Bowl with. I think you can. I don't think that he's a guy you can win a Super Bowl because of. I think he's a guy that you can win a Super Bowl with. There's a big distinct difference. Shout out to Purple for the Win podcast for the teachings and everything. But Hendon Hooker is one of those guys that, who knows, maybe he could be a guy you win a Super Bowl because of in the future, because, he does have a lot of the talent. I think that, the leadership qualities are there, the arm strength, the athleticism and everything. And, what could it hurt the Raiders to try something? Get a little wild with it, right? And have somebody that is familiar with Ben Johnson and his system. I think it could make some sense. And like we said, this is just the offseason. We're throwing things on the wall and just kind of see what sticks or whatnot, some banana peels and all that stuff. But overall, Hendon Hooker to the Raiders, wouldn't hate it. But let us know what you guys think. Would you guys hate it? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.